All right, check. Welcome back, guy. Hopefully you guys can't hear me. You guys can't see me. Let me know in the comments. I see a bunch of you guys out there already. I appreciate the support. Let me see who's out there. We have Chance in the house. What's up, brother? Semper Fi. Yes, the fire alarm is going on. The little stupid thing, and I can't get it to stop. So you may hear a beep every now and then, but it's all right. I'll figure out after this. I want to talk about this topic because I saw a video about it today. Actually, didn't even watch a video. I just saw the title of the video, and it kind of triggered me to do this. Really did kind of trigger me to do this. And again, I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you guys. Let me do something here real quick. I want to share the chat so some of you guys watching in the replay, you guys can see that as well. And I appreciate you guys' support. Obviously, we got a lot of stuff coming up here in the channel. Recently, my editing software is not working, so I've been live streaming around this time. But again, we're going to get it to work pretty soon. I got to fix the computer because, again, I had to make videos for my wife's channel. Also do videos for Pastor on Call channel, which is our church channel. If you haven't subscribed to our church channel, you're missing out. You're really missing out. And I got to fix that to be able to do all those videos. And again, I don't know what's going on with the computers. I really don't know. But it is what it is. Sometimes you have issues, and sometimes you got to work around the issues. Like right now, I'm trying to do something for you guys, which you're about to see in a second. But there we go. All right, so here's the chat. I forgot to do that prior to this. So again, big shout out to everybody out there. Sandpaper, Pistol Grip is in the house. Savage Survival is in the house. It's, hey, you okay, man? House burned down. Did it? No, man. It's just a stupid alarm. I got to change the battery. But you know how it is. You got to go alarm by alarm to see which one is beeping. Mr. Doverfield's in the house. I haven't seen you in a while. Over Mattel, Semper Fi, brother. All you guys, put comments down there. Let me know what you guys think. And again, you know what? I think there's a misunderstanding of this title right here. Of lethal, less than lethal. I really think there's a misunderstanding of that. And I remember back in 2007, I actually went through the non-lethal weapons instructor course for the Marine Corps. And for some of you Marines out there, the thing is in Lennowood, or it was in Lennowood in 2007, and it was an Army base, but it was actually run by Marines, and or actually the course was sponsored by Marines. So Mattel probably know because Mattel was an engineer, and I think the engineer school was there if I'm not mistaken. I know Model T, NBC, a couple of other schools were there too. I want to say the engineer school was there, but again, it was a really nice class. We got tased, we got spray, and the crazy thing about it was that not only we did that, remember it was the instructor course. So, excuse me. So we were certified to come back and train Marines in non-lethal weapons and tactics. And after that, I went into 22nd Mule, which is, is going on a ship. And the ship has to be qualified with special operation missions, not only like convoy security and things like that, more like humanitarian actions and, how to extract people from a country, embassies, and, like more like special operation stuff. So we did a lot of training when it comes to this. And when I see guys here talking about less than lethal, I always think that it's kind of like misunderstanding because a lot of guys are under the impression. Oh, Mateo said Courthouse Bay. I was totally off. You're right, Courthouse Bay. I should have known that. I patrol that area a lot. But Mateo said JH6 must have been relieved of baby duty. I was. The wife just got here, so I jumped in the computer to do this. But again, we did a lot of this training, and I see this conversation a lot where people go like, well, you know what? If I get myself in a confrontation, I don't want to kill a person. I'm going to shoot him in the leg, because I don't want to use lethal force. And I always think it's kind of like out there, first of all, think about this. You get yourself in an attack. Somebody's trying to kill you. Somebody's trying to kill a member of your family. So you're already like nervous. You're scared, right? Because somebody's trying to kill you. Trust me, you're going to be scared. So you're scared. You're not looking right. You heavily breathing. You finally made the decision to take that gun out. I mean, there's a million things going through your head. because really regular people don't really want to shoot people, right? So it is an intense situation. You really think you're gonna aim for a leg or an arm because you don't want to use lethal force? That's totally the wrong way to see it, because again, by doing that, think about how difficult it is to hit an arm. I'm gonna put this right here. You have to aim here, hit this part, versus hitting all this body full of muscles and like mashed potatoes and M&Ms, right? It's totally different. You won't be able to do that. You really won't be able to take your gun out and I'm going to shoot an arm because I don't want to kill the person. That's definitely the wrong way to look at it. If you make the decision to carry a gun, you should make a decision that if it comes the time that you need to use that gun, you're going to use it. And if you haven't made that decision, you really don't have any business carrying a gun. Because again, what's going to happen is that somebody's going to attack you. You're going to take that gun out. You're going to hesitate, and the person's going to take it away and probably kill you. So I wouldn't, big shout out to Abandoned 12. What's up, man? Good to see you here. I wouldn't make that decision. The other thing that I wanted to say was that less than lethal, when you hear that term and when you hear police officers and you hear military and you hear guys that actually have used those capabilities like I did in Iraq and Afghanistan, where we actually shot non-lethal rounds towards the enemy many, many times, less than lethal is always followed by lethal. In fact, there is not a less than lethal mission. There is not a mission that is non-lethal. That's not there. So that's just an escalation of force legally for many police departments and military in order to say, you know what, we use something to help out, but it's really not there. It's not really a less than lethal mission. So take that out of your head. The other thing that I want to say is that again, I'm just kind of giving you some basic fundamentals, but the less than lethal is always by intent. And what I mean with this is that a lot of people say, well, you know what? It's less than lethal. I'm not going to kill someone. And let's think about this. Bing bags. I remember back in 2006, I'm getting kind of old. We were doing a mission and the lieutenant colonel wanted to have bing bags, right? You get your 12 gauge, you shoot a bing bag through that firearm. And, it's supposed to be less than lethal. But again, at the close range that we were, at that distance, that wasn't a less than lethal round. That was a lethal round. Because at the velocity that round was coming out of your shotgun, at a close range where we were searching people, which was probably 3-5 yards, you could have killed a person. So again, less than lethal is just a term. Because let's think about this. You carry a baton. You could kill somebody with a baton, and a baton is used as less than lethal by the police, but you really could kill somebody with a baton. I'm sorry, I kind of disregarding the comments here, but I just want to make my point. I think I'm going to come here and kind of talk to some of you guys. Appreciate Mateo and some of the guys out there that monitor the comments. You guys are great. Obviously, if you want to support the channel, I appreciate that. YouTube is screwing me over. So if you want to be a patron, I appreciate it, because like I said, YouTube is really screwing me over big time. So anyway, again, it's less than lethal by intent. So don't get into like, oh, I'm going to get this thing that is less than lethal. I'm not going to kill a person, because again, you could potentially kill somebody with a baton. But the reality here is simple. A while ago when I went through this class, I actually got tased and sprayed. I got sprayed with OC about 6 times for some of you guys out there. And I was an instructor, so I sprayed many people. And it sucked. It sucked. But the thing that I wanted to make a point here is that you could still fight through it. So you could spray somebody with pepper spray, which is typically it's going to be less percentage of actually what police and, well, maybe it's the same percentage, but you could hit somebody with pepper spray. That doesn't mean anything. If somebody's trying to rape your kid and you spray him with pepper spray, that person potentially is going to turn around and fight you. It takes a few seconds to actually hit, so you could still be at risk. That person still have the time to take his gun out and engage. I remember one of the things that we got to do in the Marine Corps is that we have to run a course. You get pepper spray and you run a course. You have to hit it. You have to like do a forward strike, knee strike. And at one point you have to bring somebody down, handcuff the person, take your gun out, giving command. So again, you could still operate. You're going to be in a lot of pain. You're truly going to be in a lot of pain, but you are still going to be able to operate. You know, there's guys that I see in YouTube and stuff that get tased and continue to fight for it or continue to fight through it. Me personally, I didn't. I mean, when I got tased, I went down like a bag of potato. So, and remember, here's the thing that I want to make too. Let's say you have a baton because you don't want to have the non-lethal. That means that you're going to be at a closer range with the bad guy. Do you have the ability to fight someone? Because you take that baton, and I know this as a police officer, I took that baton and I knew that there was a fight coming up. So it was not just me striking. Remember, the bad guy is going to strike back. So you are going to be in a fight. So if you're out of shape, I don't want to insult anybody's feelings out there. You know, I got some mashed potatoes in me too. But if you're out of shape, you better be aware that a fight is not as simple as you think. And again, if that person overcome you and takes you out, what's going to happen to your family? What really is going to happen to your family? So again, I'm not trying to promote deadly force because I'm not. Obviously, do the best you can not to find yourself in that situation. I'm giving you things to think about it because a lot of people say that. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to shoot somebody in the. Oh, I'm going to shoot somebody in the leg." You know everything that is going to happen. Everything. I mean, you're going to miss. You're going to be hyped up. You know, you're going to be scared. You're going to have tunnel vision. Your kid is about to get raped. Something bad is going to happen. You know, if you go down, your family potentially is going to get killed. And there you are thinking that you're going to take a baton out. You're going to take a knife or you're going to shoot somebody in the leg. That's just stupid. That's just a stupid way to look at it. We got to really get out of the way. So what do you need to do? You really need to actually, you know what? Before I say that, I love the comments here, right here on the left. Let me see where it's at. Right there. Because later on, I go and watch my video and I actually read the comments. So some of you guys watching in the replay, you probably watch the comments. Every now and then I see somebody like kind of cursing me out. And one of the guys saying something like, "Hey, don't be saying that," or something like that, you know, which I love that. I appreciate you guys that help me here. I really do need to put somebody else to help me monitor the comments as well. But again, you know, it's nonsense. Here's what you got to do. You really need to understand what deadly force is. You really need to understand what deadly force is. If you haven't been in a class, you really need to take a class. You really need to take training. You really need to practice your skills. You know, I was talking to a guy today and I say, because I just bought a gun safe. So I'm going to put a gun safe here. I got it for a really good price. One of those Canon gun safe from Tractor Supply. I mean, it's not the best safe ever, but you know what? I don't have a ton of money, and it was $550 for a 40 gun safe. I mean, the thing was $700, went down to $550. I went there and bought it. I'm gonna pick it out Friday with little brother. So again, you know, it's not the best gun safe out there, but you know what? For the money that I have, it's gonna help me out. And I'm going to put it here. You know, my kids are getting older already. So friends are coming to the house, little things like that. I don't want to have any issues. So I'm dying to put the gun safe here. And I was talking to a guy. I said, I really don't have that many guns. I really don't. Because I'm not really so much of a gun collector. I'm more into the whole survival aspect. You know, I want to buy things that is going to help me out. You know, obviously I like guns. I wish I could buy more. But when I look at my security plan, there's things that I need. Like just recently, I just bought a gun safe, $550. You know, I bought a generator just a few months ago, or maybe 2 months ago, $400. Why? Because I needed a generator. That's what I need. I got fuel cans, things like that. So I'm looking more at the survival, you know, preparedness kind of aspect versus just guns. You know, I could have 30 guns in my gun safe, but if the lights goes out and I don't have a generator, my family is like dying over here with a heat stroke, and I have all the guns in the gun safe. It really don't do anything to me. So, yeah. It is what it is. So a lot of good deals out there. You know, I was just telling Mateo in one of the chats that I was watching, I think it was Big Johnson, the Three Guys chat. I think it's called the Three Guys. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but there's a lot of good deals out there. So really, you need to, when it comes to new guns, and now I've been getting so many emails, it's crazy. But you really need to think about what deadly force is, and you really need to train and practice and be ready to react. There's no, less than lethal, I'm going to shoot somebody in the leg and all that. You talk to any instructor out there, and they would tell you that that's not a good philosophy. This less than lethal things are typically for police officers and typically military that have an escalation of force. But you understanding that somebody's going to do something bad to you. Think about it, guys. You in your house right now. You in your house. 2 o'clock in the morning. There's cars in your driveway. A guy breaks down the door to come inside. He knows you there. If it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it's different. But if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, he knows that you're there with your wife and kids. What do you think is coming to do? You really think it's coming to have coffee, to ask you how you're doing? Definitely not. You hear shots at a mall. You hear somebody shooting at people. I mean, there is no time for less than lethal. You need to protect yourself, and you need to understand how to use deadly force, not because you want to kill somebody, not because you want to hurt somebody, because you want to protect yourself, protect your family, and potentially protect others. So really, taking a 15 yard or 20 yards or 5 yards or even, really close range shot to somebody's arm is definitely not going to be the right way to do it. And it's definitely going to get you killed. That's what's going to happen. That's just how it is. So again, I've been neglecting the comments here. Let me look at some of the comments. I think somebody, Savage says, my pit bull is him. Dude, I got a husky and she will bark. But the moment you come in, she will probably lick you to death. So at least she will bark and wake me up. So that's good. All I need her is to bark. And then I continue to deal from there, right? Put some comments down there. Appreciate you guys' support. Big Mo is in the house. Awesome dude. And Patreon of the channel. I appreciate your support. You want to support the JH6, become a patron and help me because YouTube is screwing me. Actually, you know what? This video is demonetized already. How can you demonetize? This is my question, YouTube. How can you demonetize my videos before I put the title? Don't I have to put a title for you to know what my video is about and then demonetize it? I must be in a blacklist. But again, I'm not changing my style. I'm not changing what I do. And I refuse to talk about unicorns and pink roses. That's not just what I do. If I have to do that, I won't even make YouTube videos. So I appreciate the guys on Patreons that help me to do that. Gary's in the house. What's up, man? I hope you're doing good, sir. I saw a picture of Gary and his mom on Thanksgiving. It was awesome, man. I shared that with my wife and a bunch of people around the family. It was great to see you and your mom, man. It was just fantastic. Let's see who's out there. Hunt for Food 67, great support of the channel, being with me for years. You've been with me for years, sir. I can't believe I haven't upset you yet, and you have left me. You and Mateo and a couple of you guys have been with me for years. I really, really appreciate that. Kif, Gregory, being with me for years too. I appreciate that, sir. You guys are great. 2016 Roll King, another great guy. Man, let me talk about something because I'm just telling how great you guys are. But all right, let me see. Yep, let me see. Put some of the comments in here. I'm gonna address some of the comments right now. I know I kind of missed a bunch of comments, so if you ask me a question, write it again here, and I'm gonna be able to answer your question from there. So Gerald said, don't worry about making monies off YouTube. That is not what it's all about. It's about getting information about guns to others. Yeah, you're right. There's some truth to that. But remember, I spend like 20 hours a week doing this. And I spent a lot of money testing guns. The last gun that I tested, which was the Car CW380, which is suck. I saved you guys some money. I spent over $150. I got a wife and 3 kids, man. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't be spending $200 to entertain you guys. That's just not how it works. You know how much my kid eat? $27 every 5 days in formula, man. So I can't be really spending $200 to entertain you and entertain others. I think adults will kind of get that. But all right, let me see who else out there. Tony G 219 Gunner says, "What is your accent?" Cuban, man. You should know that by now. Keith says, Jarhead is one of the first YouTube channels I subbed about 3 years ago. Man, I appreciate that. About 3 years ago, my videos, I used to look skinnier. I was like really buff back then. Now I'm like full of M&Ms, and I was probably more shy. Now I kind of do a lot. Oh. All right, Jack donated $5 to the channel. Appreciate that, man. You freaking awesome, dude. He says, "What is up, JH6? Wanted to see if you gave any more thoughts on doing a situation breakdown, i.e., 86 Miami shout out." And this is what he actually told me to do, or gave me an idea. I thought it was a really good idea. And yes, I'm probably going to be doing things like that. I just got to do some research and come out with a format how to do it. But essentially, he gave me an idea of looking at a situation, something that happened, like an accident or like a big shootout or shootout that happened in the 86 in Miami, and then kind of like look into it and kind of like make a decision, or talk about it, kind of like do a commentary. What went good, what went wrong, what can we have done to make it better, I kind of do that in a way here in the channel, but maybe a little bit more high tech, which I'm really planning to do that actually on the 1st. I think on the 1st, I'm buying this new thing, which, there you go, buddy. You just asked me a question about money. I'm buying this thing called Elgato Stream Deck, and it's a switcher. And essentially, I will be able to switch through screens, and I just got to press instead of using the mouse and delaying. So I'm probably going to do that. Once I do that, we should be able to run a better live stream. And I think it's a great idea, man. So I think I'm going to look into it. I really think it's a good idea, man. Abandon 12 says, "I have a pickup if you need to get the gun safe." Man, I thought about you, and I thought about Katico Man too. He said he was going to help me. My brother's going to bring his truck on Friday. So I think we're going to use this truck. If he backs up or anything, I'll let you know. I actually put the safe in layaway because I went to buy it, and I told them, "Hey, you know what? I just want to buy it. Can you leave it here for a few days?" And they didn't want to do that because, I mean, I got a little sedan. This safe weighs 500 pounds. Where am I going to put it? And then the lady was like, "Well, put it in layaway. So like that, we save it in the warehouse until you come with the truck." So I did that. I think I paid $380 so far. So I owe like $200. So Friday, sometime in the afternoon, I'm going to pay the $200, get the truck and the dolly, and move the safe. It's like 500 pounds. I'm going to have to move this locker out of here, and I got to move some stuff to be able to bring it in here. So I hope it won't be that difficult, man. But if something happened, I definitely hit you up. Abandon 12, great dude. That's a great dude right there. Me and him talk about God all the time. Strong connection to the Holy Spirit right there. Mateo said, "Gay Brazilian." That's an old joke. You see, Hunt for Four say LOL Brazilian. Okay, if you haven't been with me for long enough, you probably don't get that joke. But yeah, that's a good. I should make a T-shirt that says that, and I don't know. I probably would I probably would offend some people, but I guess I'm not gonna do that. Mr. Doverfield says, "I just wanted to say Jarhead has a lovely accent. My wife thinks too." Savage Survival says, "You know how to stop at home invasion? 23.5-inch screws in the door." All right, man. You're pretty much hooked up there. Let's see. Let me see some of the other comments in here. Jack said, "Hey, man, as long as you bolt down, you're safe. You should be cool. Just get them insurance. If you have homeowner, you should be covered, but ask then Congress on the safe. Thanks, man. You know what? That's a good point, man. I want it bolted down. And you know what? I had I debated the safe a lot, and I almost put myself. I think I'm gonna leave it for a different video, but I almost financed one from Liberty Safe. And I mean, it was ridiculous, the amount of money that they wanted to charge you in interest rate and all that. And I was like, I ain't gonna do that. But either way, I really thought about it, and I came to some conclusions. I'm gonna share that in a different video. I mean, this safe is nothing fancy, man. It's just a regular safe. You know, obviously somebody wants to break it. Probably, most likely, a couple of guys could open it. But I was primarily, you know, worried about my children and things like that. You know, I got a boy that, excuse me, is about to be 14. And he's already asking for friends, you know, hey, my friends could come. So I always figure that, you know, I'm not worried about my kids per se, but I always figure that some kind of way, a friend comes. Next thing you know, a friend tells his brother, and then his brother comes with his friends. That's my logic behind that. So, you know, hey, like, do you know that Fabian has a gun safe with all these guns? Some kind of way he finds out, and next thing you know, I have big brother like 20 years old trying to break into my house. So that's kind of what I figure. I mean, I got the guns inside this room, and this is, I mean, I got a whole room for YouTube, by the way. So I use this room, and I mean, this thing is set up. I got lights in here, lights in there. I mean, camera set up. So I got space dedicated for YouTube. So you know, it's just a kind of crappy situation, but I want to make sure that everything is good to go. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. 2016 says, I bought a Liberty safe in August, and I had it bolted down. Yeah, man. I mean, they're just fantastic, man. But I mean, you need a couple of grands to get that safe. Nothing wrong with that, you know. For the money that I have right now and the price that I sold, it was primarily the price, man. I was like, you know, for $550. I mean, I figured that I buy it, and if I wanted to make it just a gear safe, or maybe you know, ammo box kind of thing, and then buy a better safe, I figured that would have been a good deal. Two, you know, I mean, it's not just guns, man. I got knife and like you know, chest rig and magazines. I want to be able to have everything in one location, not spread out in my room. Just because primarily the kids, you know, I haven't secure, everything is secure, but I just like to have something where I just open it and I have all my stuff there. And I think it's critical, because let's think about the guy in Texas with the shooting at the church. I mean, the guy had seconds. I mean, he got up. His daughter told him, hey, you know what? There's a guy shooting at the church, and he walked out with a rifle and no shoes. That tells me that he walked inside a place and took his rifle. He knew where the rifle was. He knew all that. So there were preparation. You know, there wasn't not like, hey, let me find my rifle. Where's my magazines? So it's nice to have everything set up in a place where you could, which I kind of do now, but with the safe, we'll make it like nice and compact, where you could run to a location, put a code, open the door, and now you have a system right there ready to fight zombies if zombies come, if that make any sense. All right, so 2016 says JH6. Oh, Jarhead, does safe come with rainbow colors? No, I was highly disappointed, because you know how I like my rainbow. But maybe on the next one. DEV says, always have your gun in case big brother comes around. Yeah, definitely. You know, I have a gun on me the majority of the day. This is primarily for different guns. I'm not saying that if something happened, I said that, but what I mean is like, that's like a tier 2 kind of thing. You know, I got my tier 1 in a really good location, which I could access in seconds. But if something really bad happened where you require a rifle or a higher level, everything is set up right there. Or if I require more guns, you know, you never know when something's going to happen, and maybe I need to arm little brother in 2 seconds. I mean, we could what if this all day long. Let me see. Apologize if I don't read your comments. Comments are coming pretty fast here. Peter said, "What's up, bro? Cleveland in the house. What's up, man? Hope you're doing good." Tony G219 Gunner said, "Living in the hood. When I take my AR out, I have to use a guitar case. The one neighbor seeing me with a rifle back." Hey, man, you know what? I totally get it, and that's a great idea because with a lot of a lot of veterans coming out and a lot of businesses starting, everything is tactical nowadays. I like to be a regular guy. I don't wear it. I mean, you see me here on the channel. I could be like all like tactical operator looking, but I mean, I wear my American hat with my patch because I love this country and I'm proud to be an American. And I think many people are not proud, and that's something that I've been telling my kids a lot. I don't tell my kids they're Cubans. I don't go like, "You're Cuban." I say, "You're an American because you were born in this country. You are an American. And you better love this country. And when you see service members, you better thank them for the service to our country. And you're an American." I think nowadays there's no love for this country. Everybody wants to love other countries. I don't even get it. I should do a rant about this. Everybody wants to love other countries. I'm from this place. I'm from that place. I'm from this place. What about I'm an American? This is the best country in the planet. Trust me, I was born in a different one. In Cuba, Fidel Castro will kill you for no reason. This is the best country in the entire planet. So we got to be proud to be Americans. So I wear my American hat all the time. I tell anybody. I'm not saying you should not be proud of where you're coming from, but truly you should be proud of being American. But yeah, I mean, I kind of went in a rant page right there. But yeah, that's fantastic, man. Use any little bags. I mean, you could use a kid's bag if you want. I mean, the gray man concept is unbelievable, fantastic, man, for your survival. The key is for the bad guys to not know that you have a gun. If you could make the bad guy believe that you are pretty much a victim, and they're going to tell, when they're about to target you and I'm scared, I don't have a gun. And then you could really pick that moment where you could take that gun out and defend yourself. So I don't think that's a bad idea at all, man. All right, let's save. Big Mo, let's see, I got 15% of my battery. Big Mo says, what he said his max were not loaded. Oh, that's not good, man. I didn't hear that. What is your thoughts on that? Do you keep anti-max? You know what? When you have a lot of guns, maybe a little bit different. When you have one or two guns, it's just totally different than some of the guys that may have more guns. Because I got several firearms, so I don't really per se go like every magazine has to be loaded or every gun that I have. Because some of those guns, it was more for a collectible, or maybe because at one point I wanted to carry that, or at one point I bought it to review it here in the channel. That's something else that I do sometimes. I may get a gun, or I may jump through hooks just to be able to show you guys a gun. People go like, "Well, this is fun." Well, when I went to shoot the Glock 27, it wasn't fun. I don't like the Glock 27. I don't even like the 40 cal. Sorry if I offend anybody out there. Mateo's probably going to kill me now. But I'm just saying that sometimes I shoot guns just to be able to provide those opinions to you guys. But again, I'm really in agreement that if your gun is your self-defense firearm, is the gun that you use for self-defense, your primary, maybe your secondary, it should be loaded. Like my Glock 17 is loaded. My Glock 17 magazines are typically loaded. My AR-15 is loaded. My magazines are loaded because those guns are primarily my guns that I use for self-defense. Now, I got a car CW45 in there that I don't really use. That's probably not loaded. I don't even know. But now my MMP 45 has a Surefire S300 sitting right there. That is loaded because I know that gun could be potentially for self-defense. So I guess to answer your question, Mo, is that if your gun is for self-defense, which all guns are for self-defense, but if you have assigned that gun as a self-defense firearm, and that's something that you train with, something that you use, something that you constantly training with it, and you know how to use well, it should be loaded. That's I guess I went into a little bit too long there, but Carlos says, what do you recommend first hunting rifle? Man, I don't go hunting. I want to. I was supposed to go with Bush. Tony from Bush. I forgot the name of the channel. Help me out. Some guy. Bush one. I forgot the second name. We were supposed to go hunting a few months ago. We never got to it. So I really can't answer that question. But there's good rifles out there, man. You know, I really saw a really good deal. I used to have one back in the days on the Savage Axis. I think it's the model, the second generation. There's one that comes with the accurate trigger. Man, those rifles were going on for like 179 or something like that, maybe 150. That was the deal of the year, man. I mean, that little 308 rifle could put rounds on target, but I really don't know, man. You got to check some of the comments in here and go from there. There's a lot of great channels here that hunt a lot, so definitely check with some of those guys. Let's see. Let me Mateo say I train with CVs. Man, CVs are awesome. Let me go and come over here. 2016 says I love 40. I am on subbing now. I know for a fact that that's not the first time you hear me making that comment. I know that. Let me see. I kind of missed a bunch of comments in here. Let me go up real quick. Gary said, "You're right, America." Yeah, man. I'm so tired of this, man. I'm tired of people, you know, now being proud to be Americans, man. That's just crap. I mean, this country's amazing, man. If you don't believe me, go to Afghanistan or go to Iraq. They kill you there. They don't. You think you call 911? You think if you have an issue with somebody, you sue him? That's not how they roll. They kill each other just for fun. Tony says, no, there is no love for the government. Sorry, disagree with you, bro. Man, I wasn't saying loving the government, man. I was saying loving the fact that you're an American, loving this country. If you've been subscribed for a while, I have criticized the government a ton. I think it was yesterday, the live stream that I say that I was having with felons and carrying a gun. I was talking about how the government is out of control. They charge you for taxes. They want to take money out of your concealed carry. I just had to pay almost $300 in licenses for my job. Out of control, man. I mean, houses, you gotta pay a house for 30 years and then pay taxes. They want to charge you to go fishing. They want to charge you to in some states in North Carolina how to pay vehicle taxes, and there was always hundreds of dollars. I mean, the government is out of control, man. I ain't talking about the government, but I tell you what, here's the thing that we have here that we don't have in other countries. In here, we could be involved and we could pick the right politicians and we could, in some kind of way, fight back in a way, right? In other countries, you don't have that opportunity. I'm telling you right now. I'll tell you what, when I was a little kid in Cuba, I'm going to go back in the days and my camera is about to die. But when I was a little kid in Cuba, if you didn't have a job, they will send you to jail for 4 years. 4 years. The police will come, beat the crap out of you and put you in jail. Do you know how many times I saw people getting beat up in the street by cops? When I was about, obviously here in this country, they give you money. They give you so much money that you don't even want to get a job. That's how bad. They give you a cell phone, food stamps, all this. When I was a little kid in Cuba, I was probably like 7. I saw a police officer just shooting a guy point blank. Boom, you dead. For barely any reasons. I mean, Fidel Castro used to kill people left and right. So we really are blessed to live in this country. And, I tell people all the time, if you don't like Trump, in 3 years, we do it again. And maybe this time you could be involved. I'm sure you're involved because, you're part of this community. So guys like me and you are pretty involved in this type of issues. But some of the guys out there that are so busy on Facebook that they believe anything. They believe anything. Just watch CNN and MSNBC and all those places. I mean, it's horrible. The news that they're reporting out there is totally lies constantly. So I'm just saying that, you know what? We have mistakes, and obviously the country, the government is out of control. There's a lot of things that I don't like, but overall, we gotta love the fact that we live in this country, and we need to make it better. Because in other countries, you can do that. I mean, look at what was the country that just recently is going to allow females to drive a car for the first time, to get a license. In Afghanistan, they kill you for no reason, like no reason. Every time one tribe gets bigger than the other tribe, the government would throw a bomb and kill them all. I mean, it's just horrible, man. Horrible. So, yeah, I know we got issues, man. I'm not saying that we don't have issues. I'm just saying that we're still one of the best countries ever. I mean, Fidel Castro was there for what, like 60 years? He just died. All right, let's see. Tony G, 19 later, Jarhead, back to work. All right, brother, we see you. I appreciate you coming by. Keith says, I have been over 50 countries, and I can't say without a doubt America's the best place to live. No doubt, man. Hey, you know what? I think you asked me about poor places that I went. I went to Spain, Malta, Turkey, Dubai, some other little country island called Seychelles or Cheese something. Couple other places, man. Turkey. Did I say Turkey? Obviously, Iraq, Afghanistan, Japan, and maybe I'm missing one or two. Too many. So let's see. Apologize about the comments. I may miss one or two. Roking says, I live in Virginia for 16 years. Being a Commonwealth state, they tax us to death. Yeah. I have to pay personal property taxes on my car twice a year. Oh, Lord. I also have to buy a city sticker once a year. That's just ridiculous. I paid it once a year in North Carolina, and I hate it, man. It was just, woo, it like bugged me. Peter says, enjoy the channel. Keep them coming. Brozev, I am out. I appreciate it, brother. Jeffrey Volk says, what rank do you get out at, Jarhead? I get out as a staff sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, retire. So I actually retire from the Marine Corps. I retire at 11 years, 5 months, and 20 days due to medical reasons. I had to have back surgery. And after having back surgery, I mean, I could do things now like a civilian could do. But if you tell me to run 3 miles, I really can't do that. So yes, staff sergeant, which is I don't know, I can't remember if you're a Marine or not, but if you're a Marine, you know what staff sergeant means. I was pretty motivated back in those days. Pump. I was mean too. I wasn't safe, so you probably did not want to be one of my Marines because I was kind of mean back in those days. But I have to. I mean, being a Marine is great, man, but you have a great responsibility, which is to train devil dogs and to train them in combat many times, and it is your responsibility. You know, we had guys that got killed. We had guys that lost legs. We had guys that suffer a lot, and I mean, it's a serious job, really, really serious, and I was pretty serious about my job. Gary said, my father was a staff sergeant, Army Infantry, World War II. That's amazing, man. Thank you for your father's service, and thank you for yours, too, because here's the deal, and I say this so many times. Our families go through pain when, you know, military guys deploy. Our families, they do. All these rich politicians making all those laws and regulations and rules and picking fights and all this, they're all going to get rich. They don't care about you. They're going to get rich. Some of these people, typically, generally, that's how it is. I mean, these people make millions and millions and millions. And who really pays? The troops and the families, because they have to go on deployments, and, you know, kids like Gary probably miss their father, you know, like my children, that I was not there for them for many months, years. So again, you know, when I see guys that their fathers, mother, whatever, were in the service, I always go like, man, thank you for your sacrifice too, because they actually make a sacrifice. Oh my Lord. An informed state of mind. Where you been, dude? Like, really, where you been? Wow, dude. I haven't seen you in like, I don't even know how long. Maybe months. Months and months. Glad to see you back. Are you gonna start your new chats or anything? Let us know. I love to listen to you guys. Maybe participate one of those days. Jeffrey said, "Thank you for your service, Jarhead, and all others out there. Much love. Thank you, man. We appreciate that. Every person that I ever met in the Marines and any service, they would tell you, I do it again. I do it again. It's just awesome." Surf. The oily prepper says, "Thank you, Jarhead, for your service and all those on here who has served and are serving. God bless." Thank you. Appreciate it, big time. Informed State of Mind said we should do a chat. Yes, definitely. All right, so camera at 3% is about to die. Really about to die, and I don't want the camera to die. If you don't know, I don't really live stream with what is it called, a webcam. I live stream with a mirrorless camera, and it's connected to my computer, so I always have to have it charged. But it gives a great quality, you know. So I've been live streaming with this. I really like the quality, and I really enjoy. But the battery's dying. So again, I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We got a lot of videos coming up, and as always, guys, God is in control.